Hey YouTube, it's some sweet sunshine here. So tired, just got in from work, but I was like, let me do a story time. So, for all the new viewers, welcome to my page. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share, and click the notification bell so when I upload, you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this one is a domestic violence story time, and this happened like years ago. I don't even know where to start at. I don't even know when I met the person, like where. I can't like recall exactly where we met, and I'm trying to think. I can't remember if I think, oh, I was walking somewhere. Yeah, I was walking somewhere and he came up to me and he asked me for my phone number because he said he thought I was cute. He wanted to get to know me or whatever. So I was like, all right, cool, no problem. He's like, oh, do you have a man? Da, da, da. And I'm like, no, if I did, I wouldn't give you my number. So eventually, um, we started talking like on the phone, and we found out like we live close by in the same vicinity. I'm not going to use the person's name because he's a psycho. So um we lived in the same vicinity. So one day he was like, hey, um I got you. No, did he give me a present? No, he was like, I want to take you out. So I was like, oh, okay, no problem. So we eventually meet up, and we was gonna go to Manhattan to hang out, um, and just walk around and stuff like that. And so we went to Manhattan, and he got me this cute hat with my name on it called Sunshine. And I had that hat for like years. I don't even know where it is now, but I had it for years. And I was like, thank you or whatever. And we got like our picture drawn like by these people that do art in Manhattan and stuff like that. We was having a nice time. So this girl came up and asked him for a cigarette that he had just bought. So I was like, yo, charge her like $1. Cigarettes is not cheap or whatever. So he's like, all right. So like he charged or whatever. And she was like, oh, thank you. I was having a nicotine fit. So that went on. So we were walking, talking, just having a nice time. So the next time he was like, hey, let's go out to like the park and like talk and like just have a powwow, you, me, and my brother and um your daughter, because she was like old enough, like she was older. And I was like, all right, we could chill in the park, whatever, we'll talk or whatever. So we was talking, looking at the water, having a nice time. And but his conversation, like he had a cool conversation, but he had no filter, like none, like no filter about like who's around, where he says things, who he says things in front of, and stuff like that. But I thought he just was like a bold person. I figured like, okay, if this person is around my mom or something like that, I'm sure he's not gonna like say some stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? So a while passed. We just kept going back and forth. I kept coming to visit him at his place and meeting his brothers and sisters and cousins, and he has a lot of family like I have a lot of family. So he came to meet my family, and we was all having conversations. And my mother, she likes God, like she always talks about Jesus, God, praise God, and stuff like that. We was like raised like that. So he was like talking, but he had like no filter around my mother. Like he would just say stuff that I wouldn't even say around my own mother, and I felt like I didn't want him around my mother no more because I felt like he was just like really rude, like saying F bombs and stuff in front of her, and I just was like, okay, you have no filter. So one day his brother, they came to eat or whatever, it was his brother, they came to eat and chill because I like cooking for people and like just having a nice time. So we eating whatever, and he is like, "Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom or something." So he go to the bathroom, and his brother comes to me and is like, "How did you meet my brother?" And I was like, "Why?" So he was like, "My brother is like the most meanest, evilest person you could ever meet in your whole fucking life. Like, he's Satan." So I'm like, now that's someone's brother, and they're tight, that said this to me, and I'm like, I told his brother, I said, I already got like certain vibes from your brother, like that, like you know how you get an aura around a person, like you could feel a person's aura. I started feeling this weird aura around him. This is way before his brother said this to me, and I was trying to break it off because we wasn't together that long. So I was like, I just want to like break it off because I don't want to die at the hands of this person, or it go left or something happen to my girls, because I had two daughters at the time. So I mean, I still got two daughters, but so what happened was, um one day he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna come by, I'm gonna bring some movies over." They used to sell these bootleg movies for like $2. And when we was sitting that day, when we went out in the park and we were sitting and talking, he let me hold a sweater of his, because I was cold. So I took it home, because I was cold. And when I got home, I just put it up. So I had told him I had to have a heart to heart with him, because it was certain vibes I was feeling about him, because around the time when we always have the Labor Day parade, the Labor Day parade came around, and I would go like every Labor Day. We were always like, it'll be like a squad of females, and we were all dressed the same. We would all have on makeup, and we would like march down like the avenue during the parade like every year. So I was gonna go, but he was looking like I was gonna leave, but I didn't want to leave anybody in my crib while I'm going. I wanted him to be going too. That way I could just call him when I come back and we could just chill if he want. But I didn't really want nobody in my crib while I'm not home. So he didn't want to leave, because he didn't want to leave and he didn't want me to leave, but he knew that I wanted him to leave so I could go out. And I felt like that was a possessive, like being like real possessive and controlling, and I don't like being controlled or being over possessed by a person. Like, it's okay if you a little jealous and you just want to be around me. It's cute sometimes, but if it's to the point where you make it where I can't leave, or you don't want to leave, and you always like got a grill on your face and just mean, I'm not going to want to be around you, right? So I told him, I was like, hey, your personality has this aura, and I don't feel safe. Like I don't want to be around a person that I don't feel safe with, and that I don't want, that my kids don't feel safe with. So we'll just call it off. So he's like, "Oh, let me get all my stuff." He only had like a sweater there and a DVD. I was like, "Well, I have something very important to do. I have to leave like right now. So if you want, I will accumulate all your things, and then I will drop it to you or I'll leave it in a bag here and you can pick it up, or whatever, however you want to work it out. You know what I'm saying? But right now I gotta leave. So he was like, no, I want it now. And started like screaming in my house. My daughter came out the room and she was like, don't scream at my mother. And her friend was there. And they started fighting him. And he started fighting them back. And I was just like, this is really just not happening right now. Like, this person is literally fighting my daughter. So I broke it up. I was like, look, just leave and we'll work out how you get your stuff or whatever. So he's like, fine, fine. And he wound up like leaving out. But he left out and he went down the stairs. You could hear him go down the stairs. And then he speeded back up the stairs because he thought I was still behind the door. And he kicked the door so hard. And this person is like, I would say 6'2", 6'3", about 300 pounds. Like, he was no little man. He's a big guy. And he ran right back up the stairs and he pow, kicked my door in. And the door flew from the hinges all the way to the wall in the back. So if I was there, I would have got smashed by the door. And then he took my knob and banged it, all this stuff with his hands, and broke the knob off my door. So I couldn't go like to work the next day because I had to get my door fixed. And then he was like, I want my DVD cover. I want my DVD cover for the bootleg $2 DVD. He wanted the cover back, but I was like, I couldn't find it at the moment. And he was like, I want my fucking sweater. But I think my daughter took the sweater out the house because how he was mistreating me. And you know, teenagers, they get upset and they do shit. So it was nothing I could do about the sweater. I didn't know where the fucking sweater was at, literally. So eventually after that, he kept stalking me and like wreaking havoc on me every single time he saw me in the street. So I went out the next day to get some food for me and my daughters and the Spanish restaurant, and he came down the block out of nowhere. I don't know if he was watching me or whatever. And he came in the Spanish restaurant. He started shaking me and wouldn't let me go. And I had to call the cops. I had to put make a order protection, and I also had like a police phone order number that was connected to the order protection. So all I had to do was tell them that number and they would know who I was talking about. So basically he wouldn't leave me alone. Eventually I wound up losing everything I had. Like, I lost my apartment, I lost my job, I lost so much stuff. Not because of him, but this whole other situation where I just lost everything I had. And I was like homeless for like almost 2 years. I was homeless, and I was walking in the street, and I'm walking up the block, and I had got me this jacket before I had lost everything. I got this nice leather bomber with an inside. The inside of the bomber was like gold material, and the outside had the 2 pockets here and 2 pockets on the belly part. It was like really cute, like so cute. And I had this Boost phone. Like, it was this Boost phone that came out. It was like the real cheap, flat, flimsy Boost phone that like everybody had. So I bought that for like $99. It was at the time, or less. because I couldn't get like a regular phone at the time. So I had that phone, and I hadn't seen this person in a year. After all of the altercations we had, I didn't see this person in like a year. And next you know, I'm coming up out the train station, and he saw me and he ran to me and just grabbed me, and he was shaking me and pushing me against the wall. And he's like, I want my sweater and I want my DVD cover. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know where my shit is at. Like, I don't even have a place to live. Like, I don't know where my stuff is at. Like, I'll be damned to know where your stuff at after a whole year passed. So he was like, every time I see you, I'm gonna break your shit. So you won't never have no money and you'll always be broke. I don't want you to have shit. So you can see how it feel when somebody take your shit. It was, I don't know what was wrong with this person. All I know is conversations he had around his nephews and stuff. They would always talk really bad about women all the time. So like you just catch on to the person's aura and personality. Like I didn't want to be around that, obviously for obvious reasons, right? So eventually he took my jacket and he started ripping it and pulling it off of me and like choking me up with my jacket, and then he just ripped the pockets off my leather jacket, real leather at that, ripped the pockets, and then he took my phone out my hand and squeezed my phone till it broke, and I had no way to call anyone. But I saw one of my cousins passing when he saw this guy like all on me, and my cousin just walked by and was like, he didn't want to have nothing to do with it, and he just continued to let this guy beat up on me. And he was like, sometimes you women deserve to get beat up because sometimes y'all do things to people. And I was just, this is my blood cousin who said that to me. So I don't think I could ever forgive my cousin for that. So that happened, and then the this lady, I was like, could you please call the cops? Could you please call the cops? And this guy, and he told him, if you call the cops, I'll punch you in your face. You don't got nothing to do with this. And this is like broad daylight that this is happening. So I don't know how this happened. Like it had to be the man upstairs, because this cop was just walking down the block, and he walked up to the situation and he saw my jacket was ripped up and my coat was ripped up, and he was like, yo, why are you doing this to this girl? Like, why are you ripping up her clothes and busting up her phone? Why are you doing that? He's like, because she owes me a DVD cover and a sweater. And the cop was like, so you're half killing someone for a DVD cover and a sweater? So he's like, yeah, yeah. So the cop asked him his name, and he asked me my name, and I told him I used to date him for like a few months, but I stopped because he had an aura about him that was violent, and I just felt not safe, like around him. Like I kept feeling a weird feeling around him, and I just didn't want to be with him. So I broke it off, and ever since then, which was a year already, I haven't seen this person. I wound up homeless. I wound up losing everything I had because the Enron thing was Citibank, when they let go a lot of people. And I was like, I haven't seen this person in a year, almost two. So the cop was like, okay, so she hasn't seen you in almost 2 years. Do you really think she has a DVD cover and a sweater of yours That's impossible. So he was like, do you think you could leave this girl alone and call bygones bygones? So he was like, yeah, I guess. So he walked away. So the cop told me in front of him, he was like, he doesn't care about a DVD or a sweater. His ego was bruised because you broke up with him and you're not bad looking. You know, at the time, I'm older now. But he's like, you're not bad looking. You're a very beautiful woman. And some men cannot deal with rejection, and they will, like, some guys will like kill you or get mad and try to ruin your life just because you don't want to be with them. And I was like, wow, I didn't know that. He's like, no, he's just mad because you don't want him. So he said, go ahead and leave her alone. So he left. So years passed, and I was talking to this young girl because she was like a runaway, and she didn't like have a coat. She had like a sweater on because she knew a friend of mine. And I was like, yo, why you over here with no coat on? Like, what is wrong with you? She's like, oh, I don't have a coat. I've been running away from home. I've been in girls' homes and stuff. She literally had a sweatshirt on in dead winter. It was like snowing winter. And I was like, yo, I don't have much, but let's go take a walk. So I was telling her that sometimes these guys, they just want to put you in the bed and get something from you, and that's it. They don't care if you hungry, if you don't have a coat, if you starving. They don't care about you. Get your life, go to school, stop running away, do something more productive with your life, instead of running around to these little boys' houses because they don't care about you. They just want to hit it. So I took her and I was talking to her about a lot of different things, and I was telling her the story that I'm telling y'all. And I was taking her to get a little coat from the store. I had took some money out my bank account, and I went and bought her a coat because she was freezing. So we walk into the store. I'm letting her pick out a jacket. I said, make sure you get something warm, you know what I'm saying, so you don't be out here cold or whatever. So she's like, thank you so much. I'm like, oh no, you're welcome, because if I've been homeless, I've been in situations that I needed help, so it's nothing. So while I'm telling her the story on the way back, he popped up out of nowhere, and this is probably 3 years in. And I had on my rain boots and stuff because it was like snowing. So we walk in, and next he grabbed me from the back. Like I felt something grab me. And I was just like, whoa, like, what the fuck? Like, it was holding me, and I'm trying to get away. And he's like, oh, you thought you wasn't going to fucking never see me again, did you? And I'm like, I turn around, and it's this guy, and I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? You can't be serious. Like, so he started grabbing at his waist, like going, where is it? Fuck, where is it? Where is it? Like if he was gonna kill me, so I don't know if he was looking for a gun, a knife, but whatever he was looking for, he could not find it. And he wanted to beat the shit out of me or something. And I kept saying, get off of me, get off of me. I ain't see you in years. Get off of me, get off of me. And me and her, we wound up running. When I got loose, I told her, run across the street. And she ran, and I just got away from that area. And thank God I never saw the person again, but it's hard getting away from people who crazy, or even if sometime when you go through the domestic violence and you dealing with a maniac, sometimes you could get out and you still can't get away, or you get away and they still come back for you. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, I had friends that when he kicked down my door, my friends came over. It was like 10 dudes I knew from a studio, and they all chilled in my crib until I got my door fixed to make sure me and my daughters was good. But and I want to say thank you to each and every one of them. That was real cool. And I appreciate it. But yeah, that's my story time. I probably left out some stuff, but I can't really recall because I'm a little bit sleepy. But I'm gonna post this one soon and make sure everybody have a happy holiday if I don't come back on for a while. I have some other things to upload, but I don't really like them, but I'm gonna just upload them. And the Philly trip that I did upload, I forgot I had clips in my phone that I was supposed to fuse with the rest of the video that I didn't. So I might delete the video and repost it to put the small clips that I forgot to add in. So yeah, talk to y'all later. Bye. Oh yeah, sorry. Make sure y'all guys follow my social medias and make sure y'all guys check out my shop online, www.somesweetsunshine.com. Thank you. I'll leave all my social medias and everything below. Okay, bye.